Going through a little extra sig fig calculation practice. Let's get the show on the road and get some work done here. When you put these two numbers into the calculator, you end up getting 12.045. But since this is addition, we're concerned with sig figs and decimal places. So this has 3 after the decimal, this has 2 after the decimal. 2 is the weakest, so therefore you have to round with 2 places past the decimal point. So your answer is going to be 12.05. Again, the 4 becomes a 5 because it rounds up. Question number 2 gives you a nice and easy negative 4.45. But when looking at sig figs, this one has none past the decimal point. This one has 2 past the decimal point. That means that our final answer has to have none past the decimal point. So it would just be negative 4. Again, why wouldn't it be negative 5? Because the 4 does not round the next 4 up. Number 3, when you multiply 49.500 times 78.01, you end up getting 3,861.495. Now, that's a big, ugly number, but when we do multiplication, we're concerned with total sig figs. This number right here has 5 sig figs. The zeros at the end count because there's a decimal point. This total number has 4. The reason that we're going to only round to 4 sig figs is because of the weakest limiting factor is going to have 4. So therefore, we can only round to 4. So let's do that. 3 is my first sig fig, 8 is my second, 6 is my third, and my last and final one would be 1 because 4 would not round the 1 up. So I would leave it at that. The next problem, when you divide, you end up getting 0.00077. And when we look at that, this has only 2 sig figs, and this has a bunch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Since this has 2 and this has 6, we only need our answer to 2 sig figs, which actually works out because it already had 2 sig figs. Easy enough. What about number 5? Multiply those together and you end up getting the number 52,123. Now, first I'm going to put that in scientific notation, which means I'm going to make it 5.2123, and I'm going to multiply it by 10 to the whatever power is going to get me back to what this number was. So if my decimal point's here, it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to make mine to the 4th. Now that I have my number, I want to round it properly with sig figs. Since this is addition that I'm dealing with, I want to look at the decimal points. This is 2 places after the decimals. This is 1. So therefore, my answer can only be 1 place past the decimal point. So I'm going to make my answer 5.2. And why is it not 5.3? Because this 1 will not round up. So it becomes 5.2 times 10 to the 4th. And the 4th stays the same because it has nothing to do with the rounding, okay? You're just rounding at the decimal point. Fair enough. All right, hopefully a couple of these problems helped you out, and we'll continue to work on them. 6 here has a subtraction problem, and you end up getting negative 0.0089 for an answer. Now, we have subtraction here, so we want to look at decimal places. This is 3 to the right of the decimal. This is 4. So we can only give our answer 3 to the right of the decimal. So we're going to make that 1, 2 places, and the third is going to be a 9. The 9 will round the 8 up, right? This concludes the first few problems. Best of luck, continue to try, and hopefully all goes well.